A lot of people flash in the pans. You know what I'm saying? You get a year, a couple months, you get a hit.
Right.
You get a single. You know what I'm saying? You've been doing videos. You know, you got singles going back to 7 years ago.
Yeah.
You feel me? So to me, that shows longevity. The ability, even if whether it's about blowing up huge or not, the fact that you're still trying. You know, the fact that you're still doing, the fact that you're still creating. You know, which is why I feel like that's worth a conversation. That's worth, somebody saying like, you're doing your thing. You're doing your thing right now.
Quitting is like, you don't want it to be that when you look back and be like, damn, I wish I didn't quit, or what would have happened if I would have just stopped and gave up. So you always see everybody who finally accomplished their dreams, they never quit 20 years, 10 years, 15 years. So you just got to know that that's in the cards for you to eventually make it.
Right. As an artist that's on the rise, for a lot of aspiring people that are in this room right now, what are some business practices that you've well, first off, who's Nyemiah Supreme? Where are you from?
I'm from Southside Jamaica, Queens.
Queens in the building.
I come from a background of being a dancer, background dancer, personal assistant, just started to write my own music and just being inspired by the people that I was around at the time. That was like probably when Nicki Minaj first came out, so you saw that it was possible. But I'm just an all-around, I've evolved into just like a full artist. I know when I first started, I felt like I'm a rapper, I can rap, I rap, but it becomes so much more than that once you kind of get in there.
Right.
And you figure out what's going on. You become a student, you learn so many things from having success and failing at the same time. You learn what you should look out for, what you should have looked out for. And so I'm like a cup full of experience at this point, and so I love to share it.
So going into my first question, what are some of, kind of brush on that a little bit, what are some of the business practices that you picked up along the way that you know that first year you didn't have it? You didn't know that, but maybe year 2, 3, 4, you kind of said these are the things that need to be the foundation if I want to be successful.
I've definitely picked up with consistency and communication. But communication the most because when I first came in, I didn't know what I wanted for myself. And so my manager would be like, well, what do you want to do? What do you want to say? And I'm like, I don't know. I just want to make the words rhyme. At the end of the line, that was the only thing in my brain. It's like, I want to make the words rhyme.
Right.
And so it would be like issues going back and forth where she would have an idea, I'd have an idea. And I would let her ideas overshadow mine because I didn't know how to communicate that's not what I wanted, and I didn't know how to communicate what I even wanted at the same time. So definitely just communication, learning what I want, consistency. Like I said, you got to wake up every morning and do it. You can't take days off, you can't be lazy. It's just like trying to get into the gym and you start for a week strong and then you be like, I ain't going to this shit. You're never going to get to that goal that you want. So it's just pushing through those lazy moments, those I don't want to do this, I want to quit. So those are my definitely foundations I've learned in that I approach it with every day now.
So the event that we put together is geared towards creatives, networking, building. As somebody that's in an industry where networking is key and vital, do you feel like it's been kind of one of the cornerstones of your development as an artist?
No, because I've always been like antisocial, and I've always actually been afraid to network because sometimes I find when I meet people, I'd be like, why did I give them my number? Like, sometimes it'd just be like for the wrong reasons, whether it's a guy who won't stop texting me and said he was gonna send me beats, it just makes me uncomfortable sometimes networking. So I'd be like, I don't even want to speak to nobody at this point. I don't know if people was trying to, at the place I was at, I didn't know if people were trying to use me or just trying to like book sessions to record and then just be like staring at me in my face the whole time. So networking kind of became an uncomfortable experience. But now at this stage, it be the people all around you in your circle that you already knew from when you were a kid that kind of have all the expertise, advice, and things like that. So my networking has been in my own circle, really.
That you can give to individuals who have that 9 to 5, but want to be an artist, want to be a model, want to be a CFO of this company or that, kind of have their own startup. What kind of tidbits would you give to them?
It's crazy because when I was thinking about this question earlier, I read it. I'm like, I don't have no advice because I'm horrible at the moment with time management, kind of being a mom and a 1-year-old who's kicking over your mic stand when you're trying to do a reference of a song. Like, it just be like, Like, I don't know. I was just like pouting about it yesterday. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I feel like I'm gonna need to give something up. I don't know if I could like fill all these roles that I signed up to fill at the moment. But I ended up just at the end of the night, maybe 10 o'clock, once he went to sleep, being able to record and get some quiet. But it's just finding the time, once again, being consistent and not letting excuses be the reason why you never did nothing all day. Just be like, well, I got an hour, let me set it up and just put down 4 lines and then go about your business and do it again when you can. But just letting things be the reason that you don't even plug it in is like, you can't let that be the reason. So for my time management, I do make a to-do list of like all the things I want to get done. And I might not get them done, but it's still there. Like, oh, I need to do this. I need to get up and go do this. Yeah. Otherwise, I'll be a procrastinator and just be like scrolling. That's another thing. Getting that phone out your hand, getting that app, whatever. I might log off Instagram and then like go back on for something that I put in my saved, and then I'll be in a black hole for 15 minutes on the wrong thing. So really putting the phone down, maybe writing your to-do list on a wall and not in your phone, or just going back to old ways that can keep us focused.
The event is called Sorry I'm Late, and as somebody who has been, as I said earlier, someone that's been in the industry for a long time, in my opinion, you've worked with some legends in the game, you've had some fantastic features. How would you describe where you are right now in your career? If I had to give you 3 choices, like, are you early in the game? Are you right on time where you want to be? Or do you feel like things are a little late right now and you feel like you need to kind of put the pedal to the metal a little bit?
I think I'm, for the first time, right on time. In the beginning of my career, I've always felt like I've been too early, and that could be from being rushed, and I just was in the right places at the wrong time, just a little bit too early. And so now I feel like everything is happening right on time. Whether I had a baby March 27th, and then within that next year, March 28th, I put out the first project, and I didn't plan that. I didn't have any idea, like, I'm going to put this out. It just kind of happened. The universe is finally syncing, I feel like, for me. So a lot of good things happening, and I'm just being patient and just working on my craft instead of trying to rush, instead of trying to keep going with the flow of Instagram. Like, I need to put this out now where everybody's doing this and everybody's doing that. I really just, cut it off and just been on my own flow, just on my own time, and then whatever will happen will happen.
So getting to the music, you just recently, last month, you dropped a project with 183rd.
Yes.
Fire.
Thank you.
First off, I'm excited because that's 183rd's second kind of duo project that he's done. He did Uptown with Smoke DZA, and now he's done a project with you. Talk to us a little bit about how that relationship came to be, and if you had to do it again, what would be another producer kind of on the wish list that you would like to work with on that level?
How did that happen? Well, we have a project called Energy. Make sure you go check it out, stream it.
Yeah, listen to that.
It's a new video we have for a song called Frame on there that's really dope. I met 183rd through Tax Stone, Free Tax Stone.
Free tax.
Be safe though.
Be safe though. And he was telling me like, yo, it's this producer, I want you to work with him. And 183rd just so happened to be living in Queens at the time. And so I would just meet up with him. He'd play me some beats in the car, email me, and I would just go back and forth sending references and ideas, hooks and stuff like that. And just like with the I'm Right on Time, we started working in 2017. And so within that working, I ended up getting pregnant. We stopped working. And then just so happened, like I said, right on time, he had a situation at Cinematic. So we were able to get the project distributed. So it really just worked out, just kind of working back to back to back for years.
You at least gotta let it be like a new song. It's gotta be like now song.
Or hit the button on the side of it.
Like, nah, that nigga, he had the OtterBox. He got the OtterBox. Like, that's the reason why I don't fuck with OtterBox now. You can't even access your phone at all.
Oh yeah.
He was like tapping that shit like it was like the president red button and shit. Anyway, I'm sorry. So 183rd, playing you beats in the car, emailing you, you was hitting them back with references. Talk to us about wish list. Give me maybe 2 producers that you feel like you would like to do just exclusive situation with.
Of course, always Pharrell, I think.
Okay.
Pharrell, that's crazy beats. And who would be another producer I'd like to do it solo? I don't know, probably like a Metro Boomin. I've always been a fan of Metro Boomin's work. So, and actually, he's been doing some different things. I feel like he's been on like Solange projects, and just been the 808s and stuff like that. So, I love to try some new sound that maybe is not even specifically hip hop, like, but just something new and do a full project though.
Now, as far as your creative process, do you feel like you have certain artists that are writers, you have vibers, you have people that sit down in the lab and they write everything, right? And then you have some people that kind of write reference, like you said, and they kind of fill in the gaps. I feel like that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting from you in terms of when I heard the project. I'm not saying that you didn't write it. I know you wrote everything, but some parts of it I kind of felt like this feels like written, like this was really scripted, this was thought about, this kind of felt vibed.
Yeah. I'm definitely all over the place. Like, I'll be writing, driving in the car. Like, I could put on some instrumentals and be like, let me write, let me make something up. And then I could go to the studio and kind of do something 10 times better than I would have done sitting in the house trying to like force out a verse. So I always find that like whatever I can't figure out, once I go in the studio and sit down with it, the best verse will come out. But I try to write on my phone. I'll be sitting down watching TV. I'll be sleeping and hear a bar in my head and get up and be like, let me write this down real quick.
Yeah.
But it really depends on what I'm inspired by. Sometimes I won't write anything because I just don't have anything to say. Like, or I feel like everybody wants the raps from women to be stupid and dumb, and I'm like, I don't have nothing dumb to say for y'all right now. So like, I don't have nothing to write. So
I mean, this might be a tricky question, but on a podcast episode that I did with Billy D, we talked about she said that there's too much sisterly kumbaya in the industry, and that competition should be unilateral, regardless of the gender. Men come from men, slick shots here and there. And do you feel like, I'm not saying that that's something that you participate in, but do you feel like it's too safe? Do you feel like there's too much sisterly love in the industry right now? I know that's one thing that's highlighted across the board. That's one thing that is celebrated. But do you feel like it dilutes the kind of that hunger, that aggressiveness that's lacking right now?
I'd say I don't think there's any sisterly love happening, but I'm not a fan. I'm not entertained by the beef. I'm not a fan of where it goes, because unfortunately, you want to send shots, but especially with everybody, the person who's being shot take it personally. So it's a distraction. I've never been a fan of competition, just because I've never been a fan of entertaining competition, because it's a distraction and people start going off-road. They're paying too much attention to the person instead of the craft or whatever they should be creating. So I don't know. I'm not powered by that. I'm not inspired to be like, let me tell these bitches that I'm better. Like, I already know that. So I'm not trying to convince anybody that I'm better than you.
That's actually another bar. You should write that down.
And some people, they need to do that. That's how they feel their fight. That's what makes them feel like that's how I'm gonna get my number one, by ripping everybody's heads off. But that's just not how that's not how I'm fueled. That doesn't do nothing for me.
Respect.
But create drama.
2019, we're in May. Today is May 1st. What do you, 2019, how do you feel like, what can we expect from you in 2019 moving forward? Do you feel like what you've done in the project with 183rd, kind of like a tidbit, and you kind of want to let it simmer a little bit? Or do you feel like you have some more shit up the sleeve for the people?
I have a whole bunch more shit that I'm dropping. Like, I've been freestyle videos, a project I'm working on for, I don't know when it'll come out, but I'm definitely constantly in the studio working on it and doing different ideas. Just consistency. I don't want it to be a quiet year. I don't want to take the gaps that sometimes I find myself taking. But I'm always doing projects, whether it's for myself, whether I'm writing for somebody else, writing on commercials and different things like that. I really just want to be working. My goal is not really like, I don't have this specific number one spot. I want to be the top female rapper where everybody's looking at, but I really just want to be working, consistent, producing, teaming up with people. I just love to be active more than anything.
Facts. Well, I'm sure people tired of hearing me talk, so we're gonna get into this performance. If you ready?
I'm ready. I need to talk to the DJ real quick.
Yeah. We're gonna give you a little time or two to talk with the DJ, and we're gonna talk with the people a little bit.
All right.
Everybody, round of applause for the gang.
Hey, thank you guys for coming out.
Absolutely, thank you again.